Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor and I'm here to talk about stuff. Normally, I make videos about things, but today, I'm gonna be talking about stuff. What a change of, pace. Change of pace, that's what it is. Anyway, Crendor, what are you doing? I am about to do just an inspirational, motivational thing. I want to make a segment like this, because everybody has, Q&As. You know, I have my Q&A, which is like WoWcrendor, where it's like, we answer questions people ask, and we, you know, just, that's what we do. But I wanted something where I can, like, motivate people, or, like, inspire people, and, I don't know, I can call it, like, Crendor's motivational talks. That's, give me ideas, I might use one of them. Inspirational, motivational, I don't know, something with that. But I mainly want to do this because a lot of times I hold in all my feels, just hold them in, and then at night when I'm just alone, not talking to anyone, I'll just like go downstairs and I just talk. I just like pretend like I'm speaking to a crowd. I'm just like, hello everyone, I'm here and I'm gonna talk about this, and this is my opinion. And I'm like, why can't I just do this? I wish I had an actual audience I could talk to. And then I remember like, oh yeah, I kinda do. I do. It's just I can't see them, you're just a webcam. But if I wave to you, it's like I'm waving. Oh, I hit the microphone. Let's move, let's keep going. But I really like this idea. I think I just want to inspire and motivate and just, I've always liked motivational speeches because they motivate me, so it makes me want to motivate other people. The problem is, I'm inherently quiet and introverted, and so I mainly just hold it all in. But ever since I began YouTube, I've slowly come out of my shell a little bit, like a turtle, and then it's just like, bam. Sometimes I just come out and I'm like, blah, blah, but I don't talk to anyone. So now, that's my whole point of doing this, and I want it to be a segment, and I think it'd be fun. First off, let's talk about this question that someone asked about doing what you love. And so I'm gonna rant about doing what you love and finding what you love to do, because I think a lot of people, they hear that, and I'm guilty of saying that to people, like, you just gotta do what you love, you know, you gotta find what you love to do, and you gotta do it. But, here's the question. Hey, Crendor, I'm a 19-year-old girl that just finished her first year of college. I always wanted to be a teacher, but after a year of school, I don't know what I want to do anymore. I'm not really sure of what I want to do at all, to be completely honest. I've heard you and various other people talk about doing what you love, but I have no idea how to find that. I also have no idea where to start. I just want to be happy with my career, but I'm completely lost. I really respect you and your opinions, and even though you act goofy in a lot of your videos, you give very intelligent replies on Tumblr, which is the reason I am asking you on here. Any advice is appreciated. Thank you. So, I hate how I start sentences. I want to stop saying so. I want to stop saying so many things that I say. I'm just like so, okay? Okay. That's for another rant video. When you find what you love to do, you know it because you love to do it. But the problem is finding that thing you love to do. And how did I find what I love to do? I love making YouTube videos. I love doing the whole YouTube thing. This is symbolic of just all of YouTube, my journey of YouTube, my 4.5 years. You learn a lot when you do YouTube for 4.5 years. When I first started, I had worked at Dick's Sporting Goods. As you know, that sounds like an amazingly fun job, but I only worked there for 2 weeks. Then I worked at Circuit City, and I worked there for 2 weeks, but primarily because they were getting liquidated. So that was fun. I got to experience a liquidation! I also learned that working around electronics in a retail store is not as fun as you think it is. You're always like, oh man, I want to work at GameStop or like Best Buy, and then you actually work there and you're like, no, I don't. Granted, it is better than like some other retail place, like Dick's Sporting Goods. And I'd also just graduated high school, and I was going to community college, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna become what did I want to do? Something with computers. I was like, computers, I like computers, I'm on it all the time. And I was thinking computer science, or a DBA, or, something computer related. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was just kind of like, I guess I'll do those things, because I like computers, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be making YouTube videos. I didn't even know what YouTube was. Well, actually, I did, because I found Rurikars videos, but everybody knows about that story pretty much. How do you find what you love to do? You kind of just stumble upon it, really. I think a lot of people want there to be like this step-by-step, like, alright, first, you go to the cave, then you walk in the cave, there's a troll. Alright, checklist, troll. And then he says, greetings. Do you want to know what you love to do? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, well, you gotta answer me these riddles. You're like, alright, hold on, I wrote down the answers somewhere. And it's like, no, there's no steps. It's just, it happens. It randomly happens. Some people go their whole lives doing things they don't love. And it's such a tricky thing, because so many people never find what they love to do. So it's like, it's such a, you get what I'm saying? But I think the best way to find what you love to do is just look at your hobbies. When you look at your hobbies, you'll generally see what you'd enjoy doing as your work. So what did I do as my hobbies? I was on the computer playing video games. I like to write stories. I like writing stories about video game characters. I did that since I was like 5 years old. And I liked using video editing stuff. I'd made Flash movies. I'd done like little Flash animation things for school and a bunch of other stuff. And I'd actually made WoW videos. Even though I never published them or anything, I made WoW videos for our guild. I was just like, hey, that'd be kind of fun to do. And so I took all those things, and I was like, hey, what if I try it? But I mainly tried it because I stumbled across Rurikars videos, and I saw he wasn't making them anymore, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make some videos then and see what happens, because he's not making any, so I'll just make some. And turns out, people liked him. And and then everything else just kind of rolled along. But that's really the hardest thing to explain to people, is like, well, you just gotta find what you love to do and then make money off it. Right? Because I think that's the other part, is people know what they love to do a lot of the times, but they don't know how to make money off it. And I don't think people want to make a lot of money even. I think they just want to make enough to live off. Because that's really someone's dream, is to make enough money to be comfortable and do work that you enjoy doing. There's a lot of people that work and make a lot of money and really hate what they do. When I had to get a lawyer, for reasons, I won't go into those reasons. I had to get a lawyer. He told me, don't be a lawyer. And I was like, why? You probably make a lot of money. And he's like, you do, but you never get time to spend it. And I was like, thanks, lawyer. And it shows that you can't live for money. You have to like hope that, this is Steve Jobs' quote, you have to hope the dots will connect. Because really, otherwise you got no hope. And if you got no hope, you're just kind of like, oh, whatever, I'll just go work at Dick's Sporting Goods. And but you have to just have drive and motivation. And one of the hardest things is to be motivated and have that drive constantly, because I remember when I first started making YouTube videos, I would make like one a month and then be like, whatever, you know, it's a fun hobby. But once I realized I could do it as like a job, I was like, I could do this as a job! And I just started making like a video a week, and I just became so inspired, and I was like, alright, and that's when I started writing my scripts during class, and that's when I started looking into online marketing and looking into all the aspects of YouTube, you know, video editing. I started like talking to people that were video editors, and a lot of people, they have this thing, I shouldn't say thing, nobody knows what that means, they have this issue, or this setback, where they're like, yeah, I gotta do that, I gotta do these things, and then they just don't do them. And it can be out of laziness, it can be out of just fear of failing. I think fear of failing is a big one, because you think, I really want to do this, but if I do it and it doesn't go well, that's not gonna be fun. And I mean, that's just part of life. There's always gonna be that fear of something bad happening, but you have to risk it for something good happening. And you know, it's, for example, when you tell people, I'm gonna make videos on the internet about video game characters for a living, and I'm gonna need about a year to 2 to actually be comfortable living off that. Not many people are gonna look at you and be like, I like your thinking. You're smart. It's gonna be, you're gonna be a billionaire. You know, it's like you have to have it in your mind, like, this is gonna work, and it's probably one of the scariest things too, because you just have to be like, I hope it does. But finding what you love, it's really not the easiest thing to do, and everybody always says it, you know, find what you love to do, but when you find what you love to do, even, it's hard to consistently do that, because it's easy to get lazy, or it's easy to get, I guess, comfortable in your situation. So, for example, when I first started making money off YouTube, I got somewhat kind of like, I'm doing pretty decent, I can just, you know, whatever. That was my mindset. I can just, you know, do whatever you think, you know. And I started slacking, and I started putting out, like, subpar videos. And one of them got, like, really disliked, or people were like, this is okay. And I was like, okay, to me, is like failure. Because, to me, the vast majority of things are okay. You know, that restaurant was okay, that thing was okay, this is okay, that's okay. But when you find something that's just, like, exceptional, like, wow, this is really funny, or this is really good, or, like, this food tastes amazing, or this product is so good that I have to tell everyone about it, that's when you make a difference. That's when you actually bring in viewers. I see a lot of people, even in the comments, where they say things like, don't worry guys, I'm different, check out my channel. And you go there, and it's not different at all. It's the same thing. It's them playing Minecraft and Call of Duty. And you have to just say to yourself, you have to be honest with yourself, I guess, and say, okay, what am I doing? Do I love doing it? And can I be better at it? And I think everybody can be better at what they do. So say, I don't even know where I'm going anymore, I'm just talking. Say you love to draw, and you think, okay, I'm not going to make a profession off drawing. There's a lot of people that are trying to do that. It's a big field, you know, I'm okay at it. But you can take that, and you can try to twist it, or make it exceptional, you know? For example, there's this guy, and he was like a really basic cartoonist guy. Like, he's a cartoonist, you know, whatever. And he made a website where you could submit ideas and not ideas, but scenes. So you'd be like George Washington talking to Abraham Lincoln about pumpkin pie. But he would draw them as cats. And that was his whole thing. He drew them as cats. And he went on the show Shark Tank on ABC. And he was like, this is my idea. And everyone's like, that sounds stupid. Except Mark Cuban. And he was like, you know what? I'll help you because I think this is really good. And that guy's idea blew up because people are just like, I want to see whatever looking like cats. And they just, like Miley Cyrus talking to Amanda Bynes about being crazy as cats. And you just pay like $2 and you can see it. And it's like, everybody wants to do that. And that's what you have to do. You have to make something that's going to stand out. But the thing that you create that has to stand out, or the business you make, or the whatever it is, it has to be something you love to do. You know, if this guy didn't love drawing, he's not going to make a drawing website where he draws cats, because he has to do that all the time. You know, if I didn't like World of Warcraft or video games or making videos or all this stuff, I wouldn't want to make WoW videos every day. I think a lot of people go into YouTube even being like, I want to do YouTube, but they don't go into a field they enjoy, and then they get really tired of it. You know, you have to make sure you love the thing you're trying to make money off, because when you get to the point, you know, there's like the beginning point where you're like, this is really fun, and then you hit the like middle point where you're like, all right, I'm getting kind of tired of it, and I kind of want to slow down, but I can't. If you love what you're doing, it allows you to push past that point. And I think that's what is the hardest about it, is realizing what that is going to be. So whether it's, you know, cooking. Like, for example, Rosanna Pansino in Nerdy Nummies. She loves baking. And, you know, she could have been like, why should I try to, you know, make baking into a business or something? I could just go... She was trying to be an actress, and she could have just been like, I'm just going to keep trying to be an actress, whatever, you know, I'll bake on the side. But she was like, what if I made YouTube videos where I bake nerdy things, because I like nerdy things and I like baking, and I'll combine them. And she did, and now she's like a really big success, and she loves doing it, even though she works a lot. But because she loves what she does, it allows her to push past all the hard parts, and I think that's the biggest thing about doing what you love. So let me just summarize it all. You need to find what you love to do, and how you do that, I would say, is look at your hobbies, and then think about unique or creative ways of how you can make that hobby stand out to people. And I guess to do that, you have to create a business. And I think that's scary to a lot of people, but really, I mean, well, you don't have to create a business. You could find someone that might want to hire you to do something, or maybe you really like baking and you just want to bake a lot, and you can get hired at a bakery. That's where they do baking. But you really just have to, I'd say, look at your hobbies. And so that's finding what you love to do. And then consistently doing what you love to do is what allows you to get past the hard parts when you get to the like, oh, this is getting kind of tiring. But you're like, you know what? I really like doing this, and I'm going to push past it. And did I skip over anything? Yeah, I feel like I covered it all. And I hope you enjoyed that, because I just felt like ranting, and it's been 20 minutes now, which it does not feel like it's been 20 minutes. Almost 20 minutes, but I need some water. It's like 4 a.m. right now, so I just had to rant. If you enjoyed this, you should leave a comment, and I'll do more. I don't know, I'll just rant about whatever I feel like. Maybe I'll read a question and I want to rant about that. Maybe I'll just rant about, I don't know, whatever. It's kind of like Truth Rage, except I don't draw anything, so I guess people like it. I just felt like ranting. Thanks for listening. Okay. Bye.